Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Perfect. It looks like everything's working. Audio, great. Welcome back to Control. This was a 2025 Spookathon playthrough that I set down because of the release of Arc Raiders, which I have completely played out through. I'm ready for the expedition that starts on December 22nd, but as of recent, I want to say, what, today's Sunday? As of Thursday, December 11th or December 12th, one of those days, there has been a reveal by Remedy, and that reveal is Control 2. So the aim for me to have picked this up, other than wanting to finish the story and know more of the story, is because of the hype of the Control 2 reveal. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead. Without further ado, we're going to... What's been 84 years? Since I've played this? Or since Control 1 and Control 2? We're going to go ahead and continue where we left off. Give me a moment here. My muscle memory will definitely... Yes to what? I asked 2 questions. Okay. I'm going to need my muscle memories to really... Let's jump. Is this the square button? That is the square button. Aiming. That is the aim button. That's everything there. Missions, board countermeasures, missing briefings. Kill mold hosts using grip, kill enemies with headshots without getting hit, kill his snipers in the containment sector using shatter. Allocate his corrupted containment turntable. Well, thank you. Or give me just a minute here for my muscle memory to kick back in. This might be where I need to go? I really don't recall. I have a vague notion that I'm going to be just kind of running around amok because I can't remember anything. Oh. I can crouch? I can shoulder swap? Wait, where am I? Investigation sector. Oh.
Hello? Anyone here? Guess not.
Ooh, reading, my favorite thing.
Seems a lot more crowded than the rest of the bureau.
Collectibles, that said darling something. Mirror procedures. I've already fucked with the mirrors. Darling investigate. There's an investigation on Darling. Per authorization from Mr. Kirkland, internal investigation D-084-5 was launched into the ethical practices of Dr. Casper Darling, head of research. Despite the accounts of anonymous redacted regarding inhuman inhumane treatment of a redacted currently housed in the Bureau, our official findings regarding this were inconclusive. Numerous obstacles arose during this investigation. The majority of redacted sector personnel seems to be wholly unaware of any such redacted contained there. Excuse me, phlegm. One redacted confirmed the redacted's codename to be redacted, but all files pertaining to that name were inaccessible. Being classified under the highest clearance level, investigators were similarly blocked from entering the redacted research wing to interview its staff. The matter was further complicated by the lack of clarity on whether non-human paranatural entities warrant inhumane treatment. While this investigation cannot address any charges against Dr. Darling, we do recommend any investigation into redacted research. Refer to file 9-82-0136 for full report. Well, that's great, because now seeing the way that the world is in the trailer for Control 2, I'm curious on if Darling instigated a lot of shit. Hold the button. KC inquiry. Mr. Dennis, a request came through recently from an FBI agent asking for all files on Bright Falls, specifically on the disappearance of the author Alan Wake. Per the interagency information exchange agreement, I had some paper pushers gather up a folder of all the pre-approved files. Don't worry, all the inappropriate material is either missing or redacted, but I'm writing to let you know that we received this request from a special agent named Alex Casey. Sounds familiar, right? That's because Alex Casey is the name of the fictional detective in this hard-boiled crime books Alan Wake wrote. Pretty interesting that an FBI agent sharing a name with the most famous character Wake wrote is looking into a case dealing with a writer's fiction coming true. I think this is worth looking into, but what's your opinion? Just give the word and I'll start surveillance on this guy. Special Investigator Gleason. Alright, we are literally just moments into this, and we already have some pretty big info dumps. So they're aware. Do I have a flashlight? Can I get a fucking flashlight? Or am I just like... I'm just used to arc raiders having the ability to see shit. Missing agents. Oh shit. Here are a list of agents confirmed missing, presumed dead from the containment breach yesterday. Agent Jonathan Connor. John Connor from, like, Terminator. Research Ezra Cruz. Agent Caroline Dempsey. Agent Lindsay Malcolm. What am I saving for? Agent Charles Murray and Agent Derek Shaw. Letters of condolences will be delivered to you to sign prior to sending them to their families. You will be updated as soon as additional confirmations are made. Also, per your request, a network engineer checked how many cases were backed up digitally. Unfortunately, a large number of active investigations were not archived yet, and the only hard copies of reports exist behind the firebreak. They're lost, I'm afraid. This was in 2017. Okay. This is just read galore. Keystone inspection. Mr. Kirkland, we stopped at Keystone on our way to the target AWE like you asked. I'm sending my reports directly to you to try and keep a lid on this Grumman Morales distortion issue. We didn't find any sign of them here. Given their records, it is possible they've switched teams, like you suspected, but I don't think that's the case. An event definitely occurred here in the Keystone, and I think Grumman and Morales got caught up in it. The entire population has vanished into thin air. Reminds me of the Ordinary case, but that was just the adults if I'm remembering the file correctly. This is different. I think our guys are casualties, not traitors. If it was an AWE, it seems to be over. We walked through the whole town, and only strange thing we noticed were markings in various buildings. 2 overlapping circles with a dot in the shared space. Could be unrelated. I'll show you the pictures when I get back. In the meantime, you should send a team out here to cordon this place off and maybe get the comm guys working on a cover story. Sincerely, Agent Keenum. Cordon? Quit watching me. Ethics investigation. Per authorization from Mr. Kirkland, internal investigation P-142-9 was launched into legality of the prime candidate program by the Federal Bureau of Control. Since all known subjects relevant to the investigation used executive privilege to decline interviews, very little first-hand information was gathered. However, anonymous sources and documentation declassified by Mr. Kirkland both paint an alarmingly clear picture of systematic redacted were brought into the old house and placed under redacted examination and testing with the aim of appointing one as director upon maturity. This program has produced no successful cases and only resulted in the traumatic redacted of paranaturally inclined redacted. So they're talking about Dylan right now. Not only is this a breach of the Ash Act, but it flies in the face of basic human redacted. The investigation team unequivocally redacted the prime candidate program and recommends that it be redacted immediately. Refer to file 9-82-0136 for full report. Oh. Tractor procedures? Huh? Bureau tractor. Item is not a bureau in bureau custody. None unknown. Description altered effect. A Frank Elk tractor, olive green, dried blood on the grill when last seen. Item is capable of vocalized response or growls and unmanned locomotion. Considerably highly aggressive and dangerous. Wasn't I fighting a tractor? Wasn't I fighting a tractor in Alan Wake 2? Background. The item first came to the Bureau's attention after the death of William Berg, owner of the Berg farm outside of Trenton, Texas. Local authorities arrived on scene after an employee found the mutilated body of Mr. Berg beneath his tractor. Police arrived but were immediately driven away by the tractor. Panicked calls to federal authorities were intercepted by Bureau communications staff. A team was dispatched. Upon arrival, the agents approached the item. It responded by growling like a bear. 3 agents were injured when they tried to detain the item, which escaped. Aerial searches of the item are ongoing. Speaking to Miss Burrow only revealed that she had a domestic altercation with Mr. earlier the night of the incident. Whether these events are connected is currently unknown. Oh, well, let me just fucking, because I'm blinder than a bat, right? Okay. I just can't see shit, so what we're gonna do is just... throw that up there.
Now that gate should open.
No, that the lights should be turned on, first and foremost. Because I can't see shit, and I want to see shit. Specimen escaped assessment. Summary: the purpose of the internal investigation X-039-7 is to examine the containment failure of specimens SI-1 that resulted in the deaths of redacted agents. An inspection report of the containment equipment 3 days earlier showed no faults. Investigators suspect human error to be the case, yet no department has provided any evidence to support this. Technicians were able to recover the researchers' notes on the specimen from the internal network. On the redacted of redacted, the specimen began displaying a sharp increase in aggressiveness. In aggressive, redacted, okay, because I don't know what the next word is, I would have just said aggression. Cross-references to the date with various logs found only 2 events inconsistent with the sector's daily routine. 1, the air filters were changed, and 2, an hour prior to the incident, a civilian named Alice Wake entered the sector regarding an unrelated investigation. See interview #65-F-124. Given their connection to the same AWE case, it's likely that Mrs. Redacted Wake's presence is relevant to the specimen's escape and to the redacted investigation ongoing. Alice, the fact that we get her name, and Alice was Alan's wife's name, and we don't get it later until that it's Alice. It's Alice. Yo, come on. What is going on, people? Also, can somebody fix the fucking lights, please? Somebody resigned. Redacted of redacted 2019. To whom it may concern, it is with great anger and regret that I tender my resignation as head of the investigation for Federal Bureau of Control. I do this in protest of the rampant disregard for my department's redacted. My staff cannot continue to work in these conditions. Previous requests and warnings have fallen on deaf ears, so I must now rely on my actions to speak louder than any of my words ever could. I blame the situation on our redacted, who has routinely ignored my request for assistance in reclaiming the parts of the investigation sector lost to the redacted. Loose inside. I will never forget the screams of brave agents begging for us to open the firebreak. I will carry that shame for the rest of my days. The redacted has failed his agents, and I shall never forgive him for that. Sincerely, William Kirkland. Kirkland, I don't know who you were, but you're in quite a lot of these reports. Tractor supplement. Notes: miscommunication led to local coroner examining the body of William. Burrow William, male, Caucasian, case summary, 33-year-old, found dead in his property per police report. Remains obtained by coroner's office also included blood, urine, bile, stomach contents, and bone fragments. Autopsy findings: blunt force injury to the head, a laceration left ear and on the cheek, blunt force injuries, extremities, a dislocation to the right knee, complete ovulation of the right upper extremity with associated fracture to the proximal right humerus. Extensive trauma, abdominal region, and a complete avulsion of multiple organs, including stomach, heart, liver, pancreas, kidney, and portions of the large and small intestines, all missing from scene. Conclusion: in my opinion, that Mr. Burrow's death is not the result of mechanical accident, as claimed by authorities. The removal of organs is consistent with animal attacks. 4/21/2019. Somebody please fix the lights. Staffing issue. Mr. Dennis. So yes, there's an increase in AWE cases, and yes, it would be a good idea to put together a special task force to examine exactly why this is. However, it seems that a tiny detail, because I totally took my eyes. It seems that a tiny little detail has slipped through the cracks. We don't have the damn staff. Does anybody have staff anymore? Okay, does anybody anywhere working a fucking job that's 9 to 5 or whatever time it is, are you staffed accordingly? No, for some fucking reason you're not. Anyways, if you expect us to detect, investigate, and process more AWE cases, you need to give us more people. It's simple math. It really is. Between the staff we lost in the Hartman thing and the ones who left for other departments after Kirkland quit, we're barely managing to keep up with the workload. Hell, just filing the paperwork for all the altered items we left behind in the sector has been an ordeal. Another thing, and this is going to sound paradoxical, but we have an overcrowding situation. This lobby isn't meant to accommodate a whole sector's worth of staff. We put forward a motion to move the investigations to a more suitable location months ago. It better not still be sitting on your desk. The people are getting restless, and as Kirkland's interim replacement, it's your job to handle it. Best regards, Agent Grayson. So many familiar names. And 21 minutes in, and I'm just reading reports. The chief investigator, Dennis. It happened again, third time this year. Something certainly has it out for our redacted. Could be raccoons. The locals currently complain about them enough, but why the hell would raccoons keep going after a monitoring station? Doesn't add up. Yo, that's literally what the guy in fucking Alan Wake 2 said in the woods, dude. We have raccoons that keep tearing up our monitoring stations. Doesn't add up. Anyways, I've got a bureau tech going to the site next week to take a look. When is this dated? Next on the list is a recurring problem to the staff of the Lake House Research Station. How am I supposed to effectively keep an eye on Redacted Lake if they won't let me see any data? We're moving really hard. We're moving really hard into Alan Wake territory. If they won't let me see the data, hell, I don't even know what they're researching out there. We need to petition them again to share their info with investigation agents. It's only a matter of time before this redacted hits again, and I want to be prepared. Anyways, if anyone at HQ asks why the Bright Falls report is a little thin this month, tell them it's because we couldn't take any readings. In the meantime, I might invest in some raccoon traps. Sincerely, Agent Estevez. Yo, we're encroaching really hard on Alan Wake territory. I want to say 75% of everything that I've read so far is Alan Wake related. What do you... If I could see, ma'am, this would be... Toggle walk. I can just walk. I guess just there's no flashlight. Underhill background. Summary. Dr. Rhea Underhill is a professor at the University of Woodrow in the United Kingdom. Is this the lady who's doing the research on the mold? Where she teaches biology with a focus on botany. I think so. Dr. Underhill once worked with the Bureau as a parabotanist stationed in the research sector of the oldest house. She served with no incidents or demerits and is praised by those who formerly worked with her, including Dr. Darling. Dr. Underhill has no known connections to paracriminal organizations or any record of breaching her NDAs since leaving the Bureau. Her civilian behavior has been ideal, with the exception of an ongoing personal relationship with Dr. Darling that appears to have begun during their time as co-workers in the research sector and revisited intermittently ever since. Depending on the duration of her work in the oldest house, it may be required to have both parties sign a relationship clearance form. This investigation has found no compelling reason to deny Dr. Darling's request to offer Dr. Underhill an interim position with the aim of finding a solution to the mold threshold issue. Refer to file 7-08-5286 for full report. I'm always on the nose. Just shut the fuck up sometimes, dude, and you'll get your answers. Director investigation. We're investigating director now. Per authorization from Mr. Kirkland, Redacted was launched into the Redacted of Director Zachariah Trench. A recent change in Redacted witnessed in Director Trench, including aggressive Redacted when redacted with other staff, has been observed. However, this investigation is aimed as interpreting this issue rather than proving it. Notable redacted between Dr. Trench and Dr. Darling has been witnessed by numerous Bureau staff. Although both declined to meet for an interview on the matter, witness accounts suggest their arguments center around Dimensional Research Wing and the redacted kept inside. However, no evidence exists to confirm Director Trench's redacted as anything more than interpersonal disagreements. This investigation has concluded that Dr. Trench's behavior is not indicative of any redacted and that his fitness to lead is not in question. Refer to file redacted for full report. That's the first time compiled by, that's the first time we've had a redacted file name. Okay, so what's the AWE that we're just fucking, everybody's kind of worried about right now? Oh, well, thanks for that. Ballistic ground slam? Okay. Why did that feel new? Ground slam damage after weapon hits? Oh my, what? That's kind of slick, bro. How many can I hold, though? I can only hold 24, and some of these are just special ones. The little signs in the corner are special fucking ones. And I can only hold 4 more. There's a lot of inventory management going to be coming up here. Arc Raiders confirmed! Trench, official warning. Okay. Kirkland, I've grown tired of your blatant attempts to lay our incompetence at my doorstep. I know you want this to be true, but you are head of investigations. This failure is your responsibility. What did you think would happen holding a dangerous specimen in investigations? The containment sector exists for a reason. They are better trained and better equipped for this type of work. In fact, they have admirably taken on certain AWE monitoring responsibilities that your staff are no longer capable of. This happens more and more now. And don't think your petty internal investigations have gone past my notice. You're a worm, and everything I've done has been for the benefit of the Bureau. The Prime Candidate program only failed because of Darling. You are both failures, plotting against me. You're traitors, but the truth will emerge out of you. You're choosing to become my enemy, Kirkland. You don't want to be. Zachariah Trench, Director. What the fuck is going on? Yes, I walked through that. Can we clean this up so I can fucking see? Are so bold, like holy shit, bro. Like, isn't that like, can't the fucking director actually get in trouble for some shit like that, bro? Like, dude, chill. It's part of my job to investigate.
I'm no detective, but something definitely happened here.
See? I'm no detective either, but something definitely fucking happened here. Blessed organization. Summary, this group individual has operated outside the Bureau's notice for decades, perhaps longer, displaying a level of skill and caution rarely seen in paracriminal groups. A review of past cases has found various mentions of their activities over the years. In 2016, a production company called Blessed Pictures was connected to an altered item case, as well as the death of an agent from exposure to illicit paranatural materials. In 1994, a Los Angeles-based public speaker named Chester Bless was involved in the illegal use of an altered item. In 1988, a business called Bless Repair and Service was suspected of involvement with an object of power case, perhaps even creating it. None of these businesses or individuals have ever been located. However, their connection to appearances of altered items and objects of power is too direct to be considered circumstantial. An arrest order has been issued to any persons believed to be involved with the Blessed organization. Refer to file 7-39-0922 for full report. Yeah, the fucking Trench, nothing in Trench's report was redacted, meaning he meant everything that he said, and people and everybody wanted that. Oh, rule of 3. Okay. All right.
Do we know each other?
Alan?
This feels familiar.
Alan?
I can't seem to... I've forgotten it. I'm sorry. My name is Alan Wake. Who are you?
If he says scratch. If he fucking says scratch.
Who are you? Do I know you?
I'm your friend Tom.
Tom. Huh.
There's nothing to worry about.
Tom. The poet. The diver. You look different.
That was just a role. A character. The protagonist I played in my old film. I'm a filmmaker. An auteur like yourself. We're working on this together, remember? An artistic collaboration. You need a drink.
Scotch.
Endless darkness. Nothing holds still.
We're very close now. You've been writing. You found a way to escape. It'll work this time.
Writing?
You found a way!
No. I don't... Wait. There's something. It's my double. He's out there. I've seen it.
Yeah. Nothing to worry about. I'm dealing with it. It's fine, my friend. Let me handle him.
You've met him? What the hell?
Now, come on. You misunderstand me.
I told you the fucking swirl was Alan Wake's door.
The Alan Wake? The famous writer? He disappeared years ago. It was all over the news back then. And Thomas Zane was with him. The poet. No, wait. He was a filmmaker. I always remember that wrong.
Okay. The radio. No. Be patient, it gets a whole lot weirder.
Dr. Emil Hartman, devoured by hungry darkness, became the thing that had been Hartman. Broke loose, killed everyone it could, lurking, roaming, waiting. Then something else came, a resonance. The thing that had been Hartman went through another change.
Hartman. Is that Mr. Door? Is that Mr. Door in Alan Wake? Hartman? The TV show host?
Creepy, damp, and abandoned. Why did Wake want me to come here?
How do I know where to fucking go? I fell off the first ledge by fucking accident and made it by the fucking hair on my chinny chin chin. And had no other choice but to continue on to the broken fucking bridge because I didn't want that thing to touch me. Oh, that's not good. That's not good. That's not good, and I can't get back up unless I find a fucking control point to take me back. Fuck you, Fantasia. Is there a flashlight feature in Control?
Yes, most smartphones have a flashlight feature.
Fuck. Is there a flashlight feature in the Remedy game Control? Flashlight. Flashlight made.
That doesn't look like a house shift. Do I even want to know?
Seize protection. Incoming damage after seizing enemies. Nice. Weapon forms. Nice. Oh, I can add her. I can not talk. That's what I can do. Shatter is like the shotgun version. So what a projectile spread -15. I actually kind of like that. Projectiles fired. Projectile spread. Where'd that go? Right here? And that saves up inventory space? Oh, yes, it does. Oh, no charge? Hold up. Let's do this. Huh. Oh. Oh, that's my melee. Alright, we're gonna do a bit of backtracking here. I'm assuming because of all the gravel that's underneath that door. Oh. I fell off again. Okay, so I just instinctively made the right fucking choice. Am I backtracking? Am I going the wrong way? Yes. Ah, you fucking...
Of course, the Hiss are already in here.
Oh, come on, bro. That's not cool. Shaded facet. What? Shield kills reload efficiency. Weapons reload on shield ability kills. What? Beep boop bop boop boop. Oh, kind of like that. Oh yeah, these are nude. These are nude. The Alan Wake. So that light was an indicator above anything that wall was breakable.
Whoa. Looks like the house has gotten a little wild in here.
Hartman's arrest. Offender name Hartman Emil. Victim's name Wake Allen Anderson Tor Anderson Odin redacted Lane Rudolph Dissolve Wendy Emerson Thomas redacted. Officer's name Dennis Special Agent Remy. Charges Code 4 kidnapping of altered individual 1 count. Code 8 Sanctions against altered organization 1 count. Code 37 obstruction of bureau investigation 1 count. Code 74 breaching the Ash Act 6 counts. Offender's property seized as evidence to be used in conjunction with an ongoing AWE investigation. Offender's personal effects have been sent to research for analysis. After being cleared for Bureau research, all victims have been released by annual surveillance orders. Orders were assigned to each except the Anderson brothers due to their senility and Wake possibly deceased. Senility? What the fuck does that word mean? Severe memory loss, dementia, Alzheimer's. Yo, so, wait, what? So, the Anderson brothers are slowly forgetting shit? Oh. Get the fuck out my way. I just can't proceed. Okay. Foot gossip? What? Hello. My feet gossip at night. Now I have to wear shoes to bed. Sincerely. Me? What? I don't even know what to think about that.
This darkness is blocking the door.
Right?
So now I have to deal with an interdimensional noise and sentient shadows. Light burns it away, huh? Makes sense.
We're getting really hard into Alan Wake territory. Alright, drive safe. No, give me that. Whoa, what the fuck was that?
The third thing. The sound made darker, the darkness made louder. Hartman was stretched, like a worm through time. The third thing was a monster. Now we crashed out of darkness toward Faden.
Okay. Alright, we're going to take this little by little. Interrogation complaint. Kirkland, so you put me on a desk, dude. You put me on desk duty just because I did the thing I was fucking hired to do, my job. Want to know what I call that? Bullshit. Asking us to interrogate these scum without using words like altered items or AWEs or paracriminal is the stupidest thing I've heard in my life. And I've heard some fucking stupid things. They already know the facts. Hell, they know just as much as us, if not more. And they get to sit there laughing at us while we dance around our words, trying not to leak classified terminology. They already know the fucking terminology. If you think pulling me off the case will stop me, then think again. This piece of shit blew up those tracks. He killed those people, all to make a train turn altered. We have him dead to rights, and you need to let me back into that interrogation cell so I can get him to flip on his buddies. These people are terrorists and deserve to be treated as such. This won't stop unless we stop them. You can go ahead and put me on suspension, see if that slows me down. Agent Hewitt.
Agent Fisher, day 6 inside the motel. Utilized surveillance methods are as follows. Fiber optic cameras slid under the individual room doors. Motion detectors in the lobby area. Tripwire, triggering a flash camera across the main entrance. Even fingerprint powder on the front desk. Results are varying at best. Mostly just inconclusive and unusable. The footage is corrupted. Sometimes even the equipment is damaged. I don't know how, exactly. I think this place is making fun of me. That's the only explanation. I can hear them laughing and screaming behind the closed doors. I can hear the call bell go and ding multiple times a day, but when I look, there's no one there. I know I'm supposed to stay out of sight, but I've seen the doors closing just before I can catch even a glimpse of anyone or anything. They're messing with me, whoever they are. I think... Wait, shh. There's something. I gotta get this. Gotta get the cable out. Come on, you fiber optic fuck, cooperate. Okay, there we go.
Okay.
work this time, or I swear to God. What? Hello? Who's there? Oh, shit. I'm with the FBC. Move away from the door. I have a... Where's my...
What?
Reminder, all employees are required to report their hours at the end of each month. The Federal Bureau of Control maintains that time is not subjective, and hours passed on alternative planes cannot be claimed. Astral dives do not accumulate overtime compensation. Thank you for your attention.
It sounded like all that. What am I walking into here? NASA Core. What? Following the NASA-FBC Coordination Agreement in 1972, the Bureau has provided NASA with numerous technological advancements based on our research, including the black rock lining now found in all spacefaring vessels. In return, all data gathered during space missions is made available to Bureau research for analysis. Recently, certain individuals have raised the concern that this relationship does not adequately benefit the Bureau, either intellectually or financially. A thorough examination of the cost occurred by both organizations has shown that the expenses of NASA's recent launch of the blank redacted far outweighs any spending related to the processing and delivery of Blackrock. From its medium Earth orbit to redacted will provide the Bureau with an unparalleled resource for remote monitoring and photographing AWE sites, a resource that would be lost if the partnership ends. It is the opinion of this committee that maintaining a cooperative relationship with our colleagues at NASA is of vital importance. Refer to file 3-81-4812. Black market. I'm your local black market salesman. A black market hub specializing in the trade of oculate talismans, relics, and other assorted ceremonial objects, as well as genuine altered and paranatural materials, was raided. Yo, I need some water? How the fuck am I yawning? Was raided in redacted Czech Republic by a team of special investigators. Unsuccessful attempts by suspects to escape using altered items resulted in numerous casualties and prevented the Bureau from questioning all participants. The following interrogations revealed that not only is there a vast network of these retailers, but that they seem to be gathering information on altered items and other paranatural materials from sources unknown to the Bureau. The Bureau's concern here is threefold. There is a growing underground market for paranatural materials, which implies a growing awareness of their existence among a niche group of general public. B. These criminal individuals do not seem aware of the item's paranatural powers, and their attempts to activate them could prove devastating if done in populated areas. And C. The motivations of these collectors are largely unknown. Report to file 5-12-0221. For full report.
Lads in here have done standing up. Lighten them up.
Hey, here is getting bad. The vents, they are full of mold shit. It's not good for you. Headache, nose, cold, depression. How can you tell when you are offended? Kysymys saatana.
I can't fucking hear.
Darkness everywhere. New day, same old bloody city, said the old player. Like tar but good for nothing. Get rid of it.
Eagle Limited Summary. A train derailment resulting in 62 casualties and numerous injuries was suspected to have been the work of paracriminal group known as Redacted. As a result of this event, the agents discovered that one of the cars had become altered with a persistent auditory event. It remains to be determined whether the AWE was spontaneous or the direct result of the sabotage. The Bureau had been tracking said group at the time, and the intel gathered suggested an event of this caliber was imminent in Bloomington. As a result, a response team on site was able to respond to the train accident site within minutes of its occurrence. They arrived to find emergency processes underway, but also equipment left behind by the suspected group. A suspicious onlooker managed to elude agents after they attempted to make contact. Further investigations of the accident site revealed a curious, undamaged train car that exhibited an altered state when entered. This individual car was secured and transported to the investigation sector for further studies. The Shadow. Paranatural entity A-010, aka the Shadow, is an aggressive redacted consistent of three known types. Type A, localized manifestation of sentient redacted, capable of occupying organic and inorganic material, as well as exerting redacted over its surroundings. Type B, shaded individuals, human bodies redacted by the Shadow. These individuals become notably more aggressive, but do seem to retain redacted of their previous selves. Research is ongoing on whether this is condition or reversible. If this condition is reversible. Type C, shaded objects, similar to Type B, except that inanimate objects are redacted solely to be used as destructive tools. Each type seem to work towards a shared goal, possibly targeting certain individuals, see AWE 35, which may imply a shared link to a redacted intelligence. The threat of this entity warrants immediate the threats this entity possesses warrants immediate exploration of offensive-defensive measures. The investigation sector is being outfitted with additional light sources, some internally powered to prepare for the eventuality of an redacted. Refer to file 6-34-1923 for full report.
My understanding of the darkness is fragmented, incomplete. This abyss, this void, it very much does not wish to be understood. If light symbolizes knowledge, then it stands to reason that darkness would express its ignorance. By its very nature, it abhors comprehension. Of course, my own nature drives me to comprehend all. We are opposing forces, destined to collide. And given this conflict of natures, we know that the light of truth will burn away the darkness, both figuratively and literally. Any significant light source can be used as protection, even weaponry, against this metaphysical gloom. And then there are the artists. I know for a fact that Tom, Wake, the Anderson brothers, and Lane all had some involvement with the darkness. The question is whether their uncanny ability to affect reality through their art darkness, or did their work perhaps even create it? With Wake now secure in my lodge, I expect I shall grow closer to learning the answer.
With Wake now secured in his lodge.
Which is proving quite the challenge. Well, perseverance is the foundation of knowledge.
Wait, what?
Speaking of, I must be off on my rounds.
It sounds like this guy trapped Wake in the lodge that he's writing in. Shaded facet. Oh, really? Oh, really? The fuck is the stage? Adhesive? Oh, yeah, I'm good. Super good on that. Oh. That was weird.
I don't feel right. Something in this darkness is draining me.
I can't take it out. Sheesh. Oh, come on.
Now what?
Come on.
What was that?
It was desperate.
Touches it, so you don't like the light.
Can you fucking, that stupid fucking pole, bro?
Okay, this room is really intimidating and all, but I know my rights. It's not a crime to try and get a book signed.
Making unauthorized contact with a dangerous paranatural entity is
What the fuck am I looking at? Broski, this is this is not cool. Oh, oh. Someone just told me to get the fuck out. What the fuck is that, bro? Night Spring Screenplay, page 1. Note, the screenplay was found after the Bureau acquired the Night Springs television series and all its past episode scripts. It appears to have been written by Alan Wake as part of an application to become one of the show's writers. Night Springs spec script episode Over the Threshold Darkly by Alan Wake. Host voiceover. It is only human nature to wish to control the forces around us, and even more so to possess them. But what happens when those forces are not ours to claim, or even of this world? What if they are the things you can discover in Night Springs? Int Secret Lab Night. We are in a secret lab. The large sign on the wall reads, the Federal Bureau of Night Springs. Scientist, I've told you several times, Director, it isn't ready, Director. It's ready when I say it is ready, Doctor. Scientist. But the being beyond the portal, we have no control over it. Yo, is that... Wait a minute. Is that the... Come back, come back. You're the guy. You're the guy that we fought... You're the guy that came out of the wake at the beginning of Alan... You're the guy that came out of the lake at the beginning of Alan Wake 2. Don't get so cocky yet. I'm just hypothesizing. Hartman background. I'm pretty sure. Is it Hartman? Is that Hartman, the guy that came out the fucking lake? Dr. Emil Hartman is an academic psychotherapist that owns and operated a recovery center in Redacted. WA focused on the treatment of artists struggling with creative... It's the guy that was accusing... It was the guy that was, like, slightly flirting with your wife in the first game. Publicly, Dr. Hartman's treatment center seems unremarkable in its methods and purpose. Privately, however, Dr. Hartman was abusing his patients in order to utilize any latent redacted abilities they may have possessed with the aim of shaping Redacted to his own benefit, which has earned him a Class 2 paracriminal designation. For more on the link between artists and their ability to redacted reality through artistic mediums, see file Redacted. Investigation has proven that Dr. Hartman's illegal endeavors were conducted alone after being approached by the Bureau during the Redacted investigation. He displayed no remorse or intention to cease his actions. Dr. Hartman was taken into custody, evaluated, and released Redacted months later. Having been deemed a negligible threat, his medical license has been permanently revoked. Refer to file 7-12-8557. The guy that I didn't like was I had reason to not fucking like him. Like, trust your gut. Oh, yo, is that an arcade?
Whatever.
Huh? Shoo. What? Oh. That hurt. That hurt. That fucking was feisty to be honest. Okay, I'm just getting absolutely baited into that fight. Fucking suicide bomber for the rescue. Oh. Oh, come on, bro. Where is the Rocketeer, bro? A for effort.
Brian Hennerman, 21 years old, resident of Southern Texas.
I'm sorry, ma'am, but I really don't understand why I'm here.
You know what you did, Mr. Hennerman.
I do?
Tell me about Delivery Disaster.
The movie? I mean, it wasn't very good.
That's not what your review said, but we'll come back to that. Tell me where you got the movie from.
Movie night with a K, not an N, not night like nighttime, but...
Who contacted you? Who told you to review that film?
No one. I just did it because it looked obscure. I didn't even like the movie. I shouldn't have given such a high score, but reviewing obscure films makes you look smart. And I thought if I looked smart, I would get listeners. My podcast would take off and I could move out of my parents' basement and maybe even go to college and get a film degree like I've always wanted to. I swear. I swear, I swear, I swear.
Okay, the kid doesn't know shit. I'm ending the session.
Okay. This is frustrating. This is frustrating. I don't want to go all the way through. I just want to... What the fuck, dude? Door appearance. An excursion into the Ocean View Motel and Casino discovered a previously unseen door in the lobby hallway. This door featured a spiral-shaped marking design designation door redacted. Similar to the other doors, it is locked and cannot be forced open. Alan Wake, a person of interest in the Bright Falls AWE, refer to AWE 35 for details, and the former wife of missing Arthur Alan Wake, a suspected para-utilitarian and redacted, contacted Agent Shaw and Dempsey of the investigation sector using the phone number given to her in 2010 in accordance with civilian outreach protocols. The call resulted in Mrs. Wakes being brought into the oldest house for an in-person interview for a full transcript. Refer to file redacted on redacted 2017. The excursion into the Ocean View Motel occurred later that same day. Conclusion: determining whether this was a basic synchronicity event if Alice Wake is responsible for its appearance, or if the door itself relates to AWE-35 is paramount. She should be returned to the oldest house, possibly even taken into the motel itself to confirm if any other changes occur. Okay.
What are you doing in investigations?
Jesus, don't scare me like that, Langston.
If you're talking right now, I can't hear you. It's a one-way system. Try to find an intercom.
Langston, it's me, Jesse.
I know. I can see you on the monitors.
I can't see you.
Haven't worked since we sealed that sector off a couple years back.
Let me guess. You sealed it because of the monster guy.
Wait, did you see Dr. Hartman? Jesus, I really wish you hadn't opened that fire break. Okay, listen, you need to find Hartman and kill him before he gets out into the Bureau.
That thing is a person?
He was a person. We brought him here to study after he was, altered in an AWE. I forget the medical word for what happened, but now light physically hurts him. Do you have a flashlight?
No.
A lantern? Headlamp? Oh yeah, flare gun. Oh, Christmas lights. You could wrap them around your...
I don't have any of those, Langston.
Shit. Okay, well, I'm sure you'll think of something. I'll keep an eye on you from the Panopticon. This is kind of exciting, right?
Maybe from where you're standing.
Right, okay. Well, break a leg. Oh, why did I say that?
Okay, this Hartman thing can't have gotten very far. Let's go flush him out. Langston was right. This is kind of exciting.
It's just nice to have someone to talk to, you know? Ever since I got put in charge of the Panopticon, people treat me different, like I'm crazy for wanting to work with altered items. People just don't understand the altered items like I do, you know? I don't want to brag, but it does take a very empathetic mind to connect with the items. Still, I don't know why people are making it so personal.
Right.
I mean, the teams in research handle paranatural materials every day, and no one thinks they're weird. Well, maybe that's not true. Darling is famous for being a bit out there, but when he's weird, it's charming. Altered items really aren't that frightening once you get to know them. If you figure out what they like or don't like, you know, what sets them off, then there's nothing to worry about. I guess at the end of the day, we're still just wild animals scared of our own shadows. We're supposed to be on the same team, but sometimes it feels like it's every department for themselves, like it's a race and we're all trying to be number one. If it is a race, though, I'd say Darling is a mile ahead of everyone else. He was Trench's golden boy for years, but that relationship has gotten pretty tense, or so I've heard through the grapevine. Not that I spread rumors, just, you know, people talk. Not me, though. I keep my nose to the grind. Too much work to do to focus on those kinds of things. I need to stay focused so I can get my work done and get home to feed Alfred.
He's just gonna talk forever,
can't always
isn't he?
make it home for mealtime, so I have my neighbor check in on Alfred at 7 o'clock if I'm not back yet. She's very nice. Her name is Maria. She's older. She came to New York in the 50s to attend school and has been here ever since. She has a couple of kids. I met them at Thanksgiving. Big family. Very nice people. Anyway, she has a key to my apartment, and she gives Alfred his dinner if I'm not home. I'm gonna have to buy her a nice fruit arrangement as a thank you after this. I'm missing a lot of Alfred's meal times. She's probably gonna have to go to the store for more wet food. I'll have to remember to pay her back. Hold on, let me make a note. Pay back Maria for Alfred's food. Okay. Oh, one more thing. And buy her a fruit arrangement. cat person? I don't think I ever asked. You seem like one, though. You'd like Alfred. He's very proper. Really carries himself well, you know? I named him after my favorite poet. Felt like a good fit. I got Alfred just before Sylvia died when I was at the... You know, I don't really remember where I got Alfred from. But, boy, those two did not get along. Oh, no. Sylvia thought she owned the place. Didn't like me getting in her way. Scratched me more than once when I was just trying to move her food bowl. That cat was a real asshole.
Wow.
I'm realizing now that language was
kinda
not
harsh.
entirely, professional. You see, Sylvia didn't tolerate most people. Or animals. Or anything. And that's what I meant when I said asshole. I would never use that word about a person. It was just, hey, there's a light flashing on the console here. I gotta, check this out. I'll get back to you later.
Real smooth, Langston.
Jeez, dude. Alright, on that note, well, actually, we're gonna go this way. Yeah, and we're gonna go down a floor. What? No, I'm going up a floor? I wanted to go down. I was already on active investigations. Well, this might not go the way that I really wanted it to go. Oh, nope. Use Pierce, kill his snipers in the research sector with headshots. Okay. On that note, we're gonna call this part 9 for our Control playthrough. We're diving really deep into some Alan Wake territory, and I guess that's really why I jumped into the FBC in the first place. Well, I jumped into the game of Control in the first place is because Alan Wake 2 started to dive into some of this content. With the reveal of Control 2 Resonance, there's apparently a lot more going on here than what I really have, I guess, begun to even grasp. So we're gonna call this part 9. I appreciate everybody who stopped in, everybody who's chat, everybody who's lurking, everybody who's just watching. All of that is really, really motivational and helpful. So if you do me 4 huge favors. The first 3 are the traditional. stay happy, stay healthy, stay helping one another. And the fourth one, if you could, drop a like on the channel. Subscribe if you haven't. And until next time, stay cool.